Bear boys in the comments once again calling for a deep dump down to 60K, even $50,000 per Bitcoin. True believers worldwide understand that what's about to happen will knock the socks off of even the most closeted bear boys and initiate the largest pump episode the world has ever seen. So if you get a little more excited for every bearish comment you read because you know what it truly means, hit that like, hit that subscribe, get signed up to BINGX below if you buy Bitcoin or altcoins. And without any further ado, let's absolutely delve, potentially even dump on in, where we see Bitcoin today a little bit red, the stock market as well, actually looking a little bit better today, up a little bit after yesterday's slight downward dumpy. Bitcoin, however, it's down like $300 from yesterday's close, so it's really it's sideways. Let's be honest. We don't have to call it up or down. It's just going sideways still. Nothing much. Realistically, I mean, this it's been sideways for a long time. Okay, we're used to that. But again, I want to reiterate just how absolutely insanely massive what is happening is. For example, we see that the Bitcoin reserves on exchanges have hit a 6-year low. I want to say that again, a 6-year low. Okay, if we take a zoom in on this, you see that this blue line here is the exchange reserves, and the black line here is the price of Bitcoin. So, I'm not some sort of math prodigy, but let's try and figure this one out. So if we see this purple line, I mean, look at this chart. Every time you see this purple line go down, usually, actually, yes, every time on this chart going all the way back to about 5 years, you see when Bitcoin exchange reserves drop. Okay, look at this massive drop right here. What happened as it was happening and after it happened? Big price move to the upside. Where was the next biggest price move? Well, we see a massive drop here, basically in the summer of 2022 to the beginning of 2023. And right after that happened, Bitcoin bottomed and then went basically vertical. Now, we see something similar here where since 2024 began, the exchange reserves of Bitcoin have been completely plummeting. Okay, completely just going straight down. And the price of Bitcoin hasn't done anything yet. In fact, it has, since this started dropping right here, where you can see my cursor here, Bitcoin actually has literally just been trading sideways with slightly more downside than upside. Okay, because clearly, that's why this, if you zoom out and you look at this, right, this is like a descending channel, a broadening descending channel. It's slightly going down, but it's basically sideways. This, to me, is if this has any validity whatsoever in terms of tracking the exchange reserves and trying to use that to predict when a massive, I'm not talking about like a little pump, I'm talking about quite literally the biggest pumps Bitcoin see, trying to predict the biggest Bitcoin pump possible, then this would be telling us, it would be screaming at us, big pump imminent, okay? Well, that's one piece of data to look at. We also see this, BlackRock talking about how Bitcoin and crypto adoption is growing faster than the internet and mobile phones. This is something myself and many other people that have been making videos and posting content on Bitcoin for years have been saying, and just comparing crypto to other technologies and the S curve and how things can just accelerate rapidly. BlackRock is talking about this now. BlackRock is shilling our bags. I don't know if I'll ever get tired of saying that because it's unbelievable. It's just kind of insane, right? Ever since these ETFs were introduced about 9 months ago, it kind of is just mind-blowing how consistently more and more moon boyish BlackRock itself has gotten. It's just crazy, right? We take a look at this as well. Bitcoin about to make history. It's just a very simple chart that you probably have seen before in some iteration. I mean, I talk about it basically every day, but you can see the MACD is such a big indicator. I've been talking about this every day. You can see right here, this type of momentum swing, this type of momentum switch is quite literally one of the most reliable and silliest things to ignore on macro charts for Bitcoin. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow, and I honestly don't care, right? I don't know if we're going to get the pump tomorrow or a couple days from now. Maybe it's next week, maybe it's next month. I don't care, and it doesn't matter. Because this thing is going vertical, in my strong opinion. There's not a doubt in my mind, just like there wasn't a doubt in my mind back in the last bull run. I was literally making videos saying the same thing back in 2019, 2020. And then it happened, right? And you might want to, take a step back. You might be asking me like, what were the comments like back then? I bet everyone was bullish, or no, I mean, people were very bearish. People were saying we're never going to hit all-time highs again. We will never go back to $20,000 again, right? That is exactly the climate. And actually, yesterday in particular, I posted a video and I think Bitcoin was down. It went down a couple $100 within an hour of posting the video. And I got so many comments of people being bearish, people saying things like, you always post a video and then it dumps. First of all, I mean, maybe, I guess, but like, are we talking about this? Is this the big dump? Like, what? I don't understand people, man. Like, some people are just so new to these markets that, but anyway, the point is, it's going to happen big time, in my opinion, right? Hey, I could be wrong. I'll be the first to admit, like, we could be wrong. We could go to $1,000 per Bitcoin or something like that. I just think it's extremely unlikely. Anything is possible. Anything, literally anything is possible. But to me, it's just an opportunity that will probably not come around in this capacity again. Just like we will never have, in my opinion, we will never have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at like, a couple $100 and then have it go up this exponentially. Like, you will never get these returns on Bitcoin again, in my opinion. Maybe we will, but like, you will not get this opportunity again. But we got a pretty good opportunity back here in 2019, but it wasn't as good as the previous one. Same thing here. I think, we're going to have an amazing opportunity here. And then every subsequent bull market, it's just the theory of diminishing returns, which I think is kind of obvious at this point. Like, yeah, there's going to be diminishing returns on an asset that's accumulating trillions and trillions of dollars of market cap going forward. So, but I mean, it's an opportunity that basically, is it fair to say this might be your last best chance? I think that is one of the easiest ways to put it, that, yeah, you're not going to make as much money as you would have made if you bought Bitcoin in 2010, obviously. But for example, if you buy Bitcoin in 2030 for the first time, you're going to be wishing that you were back here in 2024. Okay. It's very simple stuff, I think. The weekly as well is, we have 5 days until the weekly close, meaning not really, what's happening here is not really significant. We have to see what actually gets, what happens as we are about to get this weekly close and we start getting daily confirmations. But in the short term, Bitcoin has faced a little rejection on the 200-day moving average. Potentially is in the middle of facing rejection here at the top of this channel. We talked about this descending channel, whether it's a broadening wedge or just a descending channel. Clearly the price action is trending sideways with a downward bias, but primarily sideways. But overall, it's really important to see where Bitcoin actually bounces here, because right now, as you can see, there's a little bit of a down move. Seeing where this holds and then bounces up to is the biggest thing to watch. We are, I mean, at this point, what are we like? Probably we have about 350 theoretical days left of this bull market. What do you think is going to happen in the next 350 days? My opinion is, I think Bitcoin's going to be much higher than it is right now. And, well, I guess that's the easiest way to put it. And get signed up to FEMX below if you want to buy Bitcoin, altcoins, trade, and also get large deposit bonuses. And without any further ado,